time. Naku, thank you so much for this months. But yeah, some people suggested this video. North Star Radio made this video titled "Why H3 Leftovers Podcast Will Never Return," and that's why he ended up making the tweet, or not tweet, the Instagram story saying, "This is why Leftovers ended." So I kind of I'm a little curious. It's a good video. I'm a little curious. I've never seen a video by this guy before.
Hassan Piker.
That's very patronizing. Yeah, I am being patronizing. I don't know who the you are, and you're over here chirping all the way from London about Palestine.
The biggest political Twitch streamer on the platform was blowing up in popularity, thanks in large part to his coverage of the 2020 presidential election following his controversial departure from the Young Turks.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
At the same time, Ethan Klein.
Yay! What? One nacho gone with extra beef, extra
Okay. Host of the biggest live podcast in the United States, was also blowing up in popularity, thanks in large part to Trisha Paytas and the falling out of their friendship, as well as their incredibly popular yet controversial podcast, Frenemies.
Ela says, don't talk about me.
I still haven't seen a single episode of Frenemies
podcast. All I said was just shove the guest. He's like, we can't mention Ela. She doesn't want me to talk about, oh, she's too good for a podcast, even though we were talked about. They never once consulted me at the beginning of the spring. She has a podcast. I brought life to the nature.
Given the increased...
I'm not going to lie. I don't really know much about Trisha Paytas. I do know that she pretends to be dumb. And because she's like a big tittied blonde woman, people fall for it because stereotypes are so strong. But she's like actually... A lot of her shit is way more scripted than you think it is, but she's so good at playing dumb blonde woman. No, she really is dumb. Aha. See? People like you, by the way, are why she gets to make millions of dollars on the internet. Because the stereotype is in your brain. What was I saying? Spiffy, thank you so much for the 2 months. Spiffy. Toxic fave is a good take. But what I will say is I'm kind of, okay, don't be mad at me, chat, but I kind of love I love hyper feminine women who have like Valley Girl accents. And are just like peak femme. I really do. They make me feel at home. Like that's like my safe place. Like that's like those are my emotional support people. So Barbie, I mean sort of, yeah. Like I just feel so comfortable and safe when I'm around them. I'm just like, oh. I think also it's because they live almost, it feels like they live very stress-free lives, or they're very good at coming off as living stress-free lives. Like they're very good at coming off as unbothered. And me and my like anxiety brain, I see that and it looks so freeing. It like rubs off on you a little bit. You're like, you know what, dude, maybe life isn't so bad after all. Trisha, on the other hand, if you've seen some of the podcasts she's on, she does go a little crazy about it. She does go crazy about it, but it's sick. Paris Hilton, yeah. Trisha knows exactly what she's doing. Super smart, business savvy, not gonna lie, she's just a troll. Oh yeah, 100%. She's a super troll. Huge super troll. And all the people that are like, no, she really is dumb. Trust me, my source, I watched like 3 clips of her. That totally couldn't have been scripted. It's like, okay. Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm. Anyways, going back to the video. We are gonna get to the other news, Sleepy.
Popularity of left-wing politics at the time. After the grand finale ending of the Trump presidency, these two controversial chronically online men decided to team up once and for all to bring to the internet the greatest political podcast of all time, that being the H3 Leftovers podcast.
That's right.
Years went by, delivering to knowledge-hungry young people the tools they need to build a better future for themselves and their communities. But this all came to a screeching halt when one catastrophic event took place in historic Palestine on October the 7th, sparking hours upon hours of what at first
Historic Palestine. Based alert. Uh-oh. Based alert.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by viewers like you. Become a member today and unlock exclusive content at patreon.com/NorthstarRadio. Going back all the way to the
I was muted, but I scream. Ah! Chris Delia.
beginning of
Rapist jump scare.
Going back all the way to the beginning of the H3 podcast, politics was always being discussed. Jordan Peterson came on the podcast 2 times in the early days of his rise to fame.
If you guys know who Jordan Peterson is, he's like a psychologist or something, but he's
a scholar.
He's a scholar.
He's a really smart guy.
It's a very strange story in many ways because Hitler was obsessed with order and cleanliness. He was a very orderly person. He was very sensitive to
a very orderly person.
disgust, because you think, well, the Nazis were afraid of the Jews, because they were other, and that's not right. What's more accurate is that, especially Hitler, he was very sensitive to disgust. That's what it looks like. If you're disgusted by something, then you want to eradicate it. Right? If you're afraid of something, you want to run away from it. If you're disgusted by it, you want to burn it to the damn ground. You want to get rid of it.
The Nazi whisperer, Jordan Peterson.
Andrew Yang came on the podcast 2 times in the early days of his rise to fame. And in the post-Trisha Paytas timeline of the H3 podcast, political discussion shifted drastically to a more supportive, inclusive understanding of the ever-changing world around us.
This guy is the peace and love guy.
There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland.
Do it. Penis dude. Do it. Vagina girl.
But that shit's not even real.
Take it from me, a dude who's never known a gay person.
Penis? Dude. Vagina?
Yes!
Girl. Done.
Yes!
Slam dunk.
I love this clip so much. Love this clip so much. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. It's just like... The only thing that could make this clip better is if he was like, 1 second, I gotta drink some lead. And then he just drank a cup of straight lead. Penis dude. Vagina girl. This is so stupid. Just so dumb. Bag of rocks.
I'm in here with that fucking train.
We got him again. Slam dunk. Penis vagina. Boom, boom.
But it wasn't until one fateful day when Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast decided to dive into the deep end of the online sphere of political commentary. That day was the beginning of the end for Steven Crowder.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a f***ing nightmare.
But before this was released on the H3 podcast channel, 10 months after Hassan Piker made his first appearance on the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein made his first ever appearance on the Hasanabi broadcast to promote the release of this once-in-a-lifetime debate.
Boys, girls, Ethan Klein to the H3 podcast.
Are you pretty hyped up on the Crowder?
Oh my
event?
god, I'm so hyped up, dude. I'm so excited. Are you wearing holsters right now?
Yeah, yes. We're all wearing holsters.
Now, was the debate any good? Not really. They certainly got Steven Crowder to admit to quite a bit, like running away from past debates with Sam Cedar.
You're so clever. I had no idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today.
He admitted that he followed the
show last week.
We got him.
He admitted that he watched the show last week.
We got him.
Early.
Dude, we played him so hard because he literally was following. He saw that you went live, dude. We got him.
Oh my God, we nailed him.
But most of the debate was pretty anticlimactic.
I have a general
This is a
rule.
great opportunity.
I don't start a debate based with people on a lie. And how about you get
sabotaging?
How about you get
Steven,
to
show yourself, you coward. Steven, show yourself. Don't show your co-host.
Ethan, you should show yourself.
Ethan, how can you respect yourself as a man, brother?
Steven, you are such a coward. Stop showing your little leprechaun co-host who comes out dressed like your sidekick.
Come on, Ethan, why do you have to bring on a
Show
guy who
Steven.
Despite the debate's disorderly nature, it sparked something in the mind of Ethan. A yearning, a craving. He had one tiny droplet of debate pervertry, and he couldn't go back.
This is such a good video. Holy shit. How does this guy only have 26k subs? Please. Please go sub. You can tell this guy puts a lot of effort into his videos. I don't know this guy. I don't know if he's done anything else that people know him for, but wow. This is really, really good. Huge. Accidentally posted this on 9/11 as his pinned comment.
Day and night, week after week, Ethan Klein was not only debating the greatest of the great, but was winning in said debate.
No, I think it's more so for women pick violent men more than men pick violent women.
Based on what? Do you feel that sometimes you argue from emotion rather than like concrete facts? I feel this to be true. Do you feel you do that a lot or no?
I'm a woman, so sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Interesting defense.
You're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the worm.
Do that. Bro, do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner.
Worm!
Oh, okay, sure.
Worm!
He went up against world-class greats. People like a 20-year-old dropshipper.
I'm just trying to flex on you
guys. But why?
I'm trying to show you guys what's up.
A printer salesman.
I'll be when you need
A character from the Asian version of Get Out.
I identify as Korean.
A Quebecois.
Version of Get Out.
A carrot.
And even a man from the Nexium cult.
I got on the bus and they made an announcement about my Tourette syndrome. And earlier in line, a lady had heard me saying some inappropriate words. And she stood up and she said, well, how come he can say this word?
Okay, that one was actually pretty well done.
I have a theory for you.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. I think you actually fake having Tourette's. Yeah, I think you actually don't have it. Here's my
What did you think I had?
Well, let me just break it down. I think this is kind of a funny thing. I doubt this is what happened, but maybe you just called someone the N-word on the bus and then you're like, "Oh, no, I have Tourette's." As somebody with Tourette's, I actually have Tourette's. I know it's not curable. So I just find that claim to be absolutely a pseudoscientific crazy claim that has no backing in science or at all. And I think you're actually in my opinion, as someone with Tourette's, I think you're scamming people.
Did you say that you have Tourette's?
I do have Tourette's.
Sorry, I was muted. To whoever said to all the people that said evil Austin, straight Austin, you guys are fucked up. Okay. Okay. All right. Not cool, okay? Not cool. Obviously, this is Austin if he was white, guys. Come on, be be real. Gompers, you were the it's stupid. Austin isn't white. Unfair, JK. Concerned for a second. Whew.
Non-Lebanese Austin show.
Forgot what I was gonna say.
Do have Tourette's.
I didn't
Isn't
know
that
that.
crazy? Yeah, I know. That's why I was so surprised when you emailed me, because I was like, I have Tourette's. And what's interesting too, I've also talked about how much I hate Keith and Nexium and what a psycho he is. So when I got your email, I was like, this is incredible, and I could totally see how it is you fell into a cult, because you clearly don't do any research.
Mind you, this was all taking place in the same.
Okay, me personally, I would never tell someone they didn't have Tourette's because I would not want to be wrong. I think I would be Brian Kill Me. If I said you don't have Tourette's and then they actually had Tourette's, I think it would be over for me. But if you actually have Tourette's, that's fair game. Actually, that's fair game. That's totally fair game. That's fair game, in my opinion. Martina, thank you for the prime.
Same timeline of the Leftovers podcast. They began the show.
Oh, the guy with Tourette's was claiming to be cured. The guy in the video claimed that he cured his Tourette's, so no matter what he didn't. Okay. Well, if he said he cured them, then actually, yeah, I feel comfortable saying at that point that guy probably didn't have Tourette's, because Tourette's is not something you can cure. It's something you can manage. And there are ways that you can, I don't want to call it treatments, but treatments. Like there are ways that I know that people with Tourette's, they put themselves in situations where they will have less tics. And you can, again, manage your symptoms, manage your tics. You can't make them go away. You can't just, there's no like injection or some shit that you can do that just makes it go away. It's too difficult to remove Tourette's. You learn your triggers and you can work around them. Yeah, that's my understanding, is like you can get basically like therapy for your Tourette's, and you can learn better like what causes the triggers, how to put yourself in situations where you don't have those triggers. But yeah, I learned about this stuff from Sweet Anita's stream. Twitch.tv/sweet_Anita. I assume most of you know her, but if you don't know her, she has Tourette's and she's very open about having Tourette's, and she doesn't mind answering questions and explaining it and explaining her experience. She's talked a lot about how she has had to deal with having an invisible disability because she doesn't look like she has Tourette's. And so she's asked, and she makes sure that she asks for and books her flights with specific accessibility requirements. Namely, she can't sit next to other people because she has physical tics as well. And she's punched people because your body just does shit without your consent. And she will demand like, hey, I have Tourette's. I need special accommodations. I need special accommodations. Like, I cannot be sitting next to other people. Like, I'm a danger to them. And they tell her, you don't have it, you're lying. Even though she makes sure to do everything right, she makes sure to book everything correct, she makes sure to speak to all of the staff beforehand, and then suddenly, nope, you don't have it. She's talked about spanking people's butts when they bend over. Yeah. And it's literally involuntary. Like, she can't fucking do anything about it. There's nothing she can do on like whether or not a tic happens. And she's talked about how there are things that she can do to help manage. So she knows that particular environments that are very stressful make the tics worse. And she tries to avoid certain stressful environments to lessen the tics. Learning what the triggers are, trying to work around them. And you can do that. And that is real. But that's more of like trying to work around your Tourette's and make it less of a hindrance on day-to-day life. She also said that music helps. Yeah. She also says stuff like, I have a bomb in the airport, which is not great. when that happened. And you didn't get to control that you said that. But that's what living with Tourette's is like. And you can work around it. I don't think you can cure it. My understanding is it's not something that you can cure. It's like autism. You can't cure autism. There's no autism vaccine or some shit. Oh yeah, and she's talked about how like at airlines and waiting for her flight, they demand she sits in a wheelchair. She's totally physically able-bodied. Like, she doesn't have a problem walking. That is not an issue that she has. Her Tourette's does not cause her any issue with walking. And it's like, yeah, but you're not actually like disabled. You don't have a wheelchair, so you can't be disabled. You're a conventionally attractive woman that's walking around just fine. You can't be, there's no disability here. Which is just, yeah. And the wheelchairs get you through security faster. It must feel so fucked being physically able-bodied. And you have to sit in the wheelchair so that they treat you with respect. And then also you feel kind of like an asshole because you're like, I don't need a wheelchair. And there are actually people who need wheelchairs. Cool. But anyways, yeah, if please, if you want to learn more about Tourette's and what living with Tourette's is like from a very cool person, please go follow Sweet Anita. Also, she has like these bunnies and they're really cute and she's vegan and she's really cool. She's also a really cool person. But here, please go and enjoy her content. She's a really cool person. So yeah, if anyone who says that their Tourette's is cured, you're fucking lying. That has to be a lie.
Show on September 26, 2021, and Hassan Piker, but I'll call him Piker, seemed a bit uncomfortable at first. Just getting the feel of the room and his ability to speak at will. This also wasn't a brand new podcast, rather a brand new show on an already existing podcast, so it makes sense it'd be a little challenging for Hassan Piker to just jump right in. But after only a few episodes, everything was perfect. I had already been radicalized by Hassan in 2019 and 2020, but the partnership of my two favorite creators only grew my passion for politics even more. So during this time, Ethan and Hassan are becoming best buds. They do a weekly show together. Ethan comes on the Hasanabi broadcast again. Hassan visits the H3 podcast.
Oh, did I actually link the wrong thing? Oops, sorry. I'll relink it, sorry.
Again, to help in the interview of Liver King. And during this time, Ethan is participating in debate after debate. And Hassan is watching these debates on his stream, supporting Ethan in his performance as friends do. Hassan would even text Ethan talking points during the debates.
This is from last year. It says, what the F is happening with gay people? 10 years ago, everyone called them F words, the F slur for gay people in high school, and today 1 in 6 high schoolers claim to be gay.
1 in 6, so yeah, it's continuing. More and more people.
So do you miss the days when we could call gay people the F word?
No, I just think it's surprising. I think it's crazy that that's happened. It's been such a popular trend lately.
Yeah, but that's not true either, is it?
No, it is.
What's your data?
My cousins that are in high school. I've talked to my cousins in high school. I've talked to strangers. People liked that video and commented on it and said the same thing.
Oh, that's data. Never mind. Ethan got to bust out the left-handed. The number of people who are left-handed.
The amount of left-handed people back in the day was really low.
I sent it back.
People left-handed were seen as inferior, and they were forced to use their right hand more often. But as it became more acceptable and people realized left-handed people weren't demons, then the amount of left-handed people increased, and it became steady at what, like 10% or something?
12%.
12% is left-handed. It went up astronomically all of a sudden. Would you say people choose to be left-handed?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, but that'd be silly. Why would you?
You don't know anything about anything, and yet you still chirp on it. Why not chirp on this too?
But little did Hassan know, he was feeding the thing that would eat him.
feed him.
He was flying too close to the debate pervertry's son, and all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, Ethan, sitting there with a very large debate ego, turned around to face towards Hassan and said,
"Allow me to debate the master."
2 months before the abrupt ending of the Leftovers podcast, Ethan Klein was having some moral quandaries about his devotion for capitalism, where he enjoyed the freedom that came from capitalism, the ability to succeed from nothing that came from capitalism, but was disheartened by the inequality that capitalism fosters.
I know that I'm a capitalist, so I've been trying to think, like, how do you square that with my other, like, socialist ideas? Like, I think the government should have guaranteed jobs for people that want to work, that pay enough for the minimum amount needed to have shelter and food. First of all, I think it's like the natural inclination of some people. Like, I don't think it's even realistic to say, I want to live in like a perfect communistic society, because that just doesn't work. It's antithetical to human nature. But I do think there are good things of capitalism.
This is my favorite type of meme, I guess. Person who gets too much positive reinforcement and then immediately just starts spouting shit without having done any research. Do you think he's read anything, like any literature at all about socialism, about communism, about human nature, about psychology, about human psychology? No. Motherfucker just got on and was like, capitalism is bigger and listen, socialism, communism can't work. It can't work. It's been tried in books and it's been tried and it didn't work. It just can't work. Sorry.
Provides, which is, I do think there's a sense of innovation that happens when people are motivated by money and pushed to, do certain ideas. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good. I think that capitalism is a more realistic system of governance than like fucking communism is, Communism never works because people are inherently corrupt. And
human expert tells us about humanity and why things can't work. Okay. I'm sure this is a well-researched position.
Whoever's in charge they're gonna be greedy, they're gonna be corrupt, they're gonna fuck everything up. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's almost like weird virtue signaling to be like, I'm living in modern day America, but I want a full communist revolution. I'll take on humanity, dude. I am a capitalist. What do you want? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I think but the thing is, like, they think that like workers should share in the workers should get a percent of your earnings. Essentially, a percentage of their production. I don't agree with that. You're watching a capitalist.
The exploitation of labor simply must exist, or else we will create a singularity, Denim. You don't understand.
Big. Deal with it. You guys are all like radical communists.
I stand by my statement that it is the biggest self-report on the planet to say that people are inherently evil. Are there people that are evil, just like totally evil pieces of shit on this planet that wear human suits, but those fuckers are just demons inside? 100%. The dude in France is a great example. You have to be a particular sick, depraved piece of shit to drug your wife for a decade and let people rape her. Like, you have to be. Like, that's not a human being. That you lost your humanity. I don't know when you lost it, but you're not a human. That's not what human beings do. So are there sick, depraved fucks around us that just pretend to be people and they're not people? Yeah, 100%. 1,000,000%. What the fuck? How did I miss that story? Yeah, it's a pretty big story in France right now. But this exactly what I said. You don't want to look into it. You really don't want to look into it. The dude is like, he was going online and on, I don't know what websites, but I guess the rape websites, and was like, anyone want to rape my wife? Come on by. Yeah, not great. Not great. This was the man accused of recruiting dozens of strangers to rape drugged wife among worst sexual crimes. Daughter testifies. This was, again, happening over the course of a decade. Like, you are a depraved piece of shit. Okay? You're not a human being. You know what is a human being thing to do? You're kind of an asshole, but like not really, but just kind of an asshole. Taking the last corner piece of the brownies. It's like, dude, no, you just took the best part. How could you do that? What the fuck? Everybody take out the hammers. Nah, I'm taking it. That's a human level of selfishness. You know, like, I'm going to be selfish and I'm going to take the good piece. I'm going to take the last good piece. Okay, the middle is the best, and so society balances itself, all things equal. And then there are like creatures, like monsters that pretend to be people.
There's that many radical.
Also, sorry to just summarize that point because I realized I didn't really summarize it. I think that the majority of people are good, and the majority of people try to be good, and the majority of people get put in hard situations where they choose to protect themselves, and sometimes because they don't know that they can help others and help themselves. And I think that that is human, and I think that that is salvageable, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And then I think that there is a small portion of people that are totally garbage. They're just like rotten to the core, and there's nothing in them that understands anything beyond selfishness. But that is a minority of people. Legit Salvage, thanks for the gifts up to Little Sill. And for the gifts up to Peacefire now. Thank you. Thank you. And it's just like such a doomerist take to be like, no, people are all selfish and communism can't work. Fuck you.
A percentage of their production. I don't agree with that. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it. You guys are all like radical communists. There's that many radical communists.
They're not radical communists. Not everybody that's anti-capitalist is a communist.
It is kind of a radical take, that being like full anti-capitalist. I mean, you're essentially advocating to change the entire structure of all societies today on Earth. That's not radical.
Do you think
I mean, you know what else was a radical notion? Ending slavery in its entirety. You know what else was a radical concept? Giving women rights because they're people too. Sometimes radical ideas are actually, dare I say, based and correct, and we should admire radical change that is good. You know what else was a radical concept? Ending monarchy. Calling something radical does not make it wrong or bad, or any of these other things.
Rights are cringe, Dennis.
Fuck. You're right. Thanks for the 8 months.
democracy is a good thing, and do you think democracy is what